It's Saturday. It's 10:30, and for the last hour, I've been really hungry. And there's still an hour and a half before lunch, which is still 1 o'clock to me in my body. Joe was here yesterday afternoon, and I didn't know why she was coming. And I said to her when she got here, why have you come? She said, I'm trying to avoid the trick or treaters, my end. I thought, well, at least she's honest. She did come to see us, but she was here because she didn't want to be at home to have to open the door to trick or treaters. When we were in Chauvigny on Thursday, we for his physio appointment, there were lots of little trick or treaters walking around with their parents, but it was all very low key and calm and cute. That's not how I feel about trick or treat. I feel what I've experienced of it over the years, which is probably from when I was living in the UK, because I've not really had anybody knocking on the door here. It was more sort of more grabbing and greedy and aggressive. It wasn't like that what we were seeing on Thursday. So yeah, she was here. So we had a nice couple of hours. It was wet and cold in the morning and misty. Wet because it's so misty, and it's wet because it's so misty out there today. But actually, just as I was making a cup of tea, the sun came out, and we actually sat in the garden and had our cup of tea, and sat out there for a couple of hours in the sun. The grass is really long, and we talked about maybe Mark would get on the mower, which I think he would do, but I don't think it's going to dry out today. So that's going to have to wait until the weather changes. I think he's ready. I think that his low HB, I looked at his previous blood results from last year, and the same, his HB was low then. I think it's just a reaction to the surgery and the bruising. So he's got iron tablets, so I think he'll gradually improve. So that's good. He's doing okay. He's got no dressing on his leg now. We're rubbing in arnica, and he's got some. They recommended a cream, which I might buy some today. They recommended a cream, and I looked it up online and looked at what the contents of the cream was, and the contents includes hyaluronic acid. Well, we bought hyaluronic acid capsules for him to take way before he had his knee op last year, in an attempt to improve, the joint. So we've now emptied out a capsule of hyaluronic acid. He puts the arnica on and just sprinkles a bit of that on. I don't know what difference it will make, but it just felt like a good thing to do whilst we're waiting to buy the proper cream, which I must remember to do. We're going out later on this afternoon. There's bits and pieces we need. Right, what's the time now? It's only 11:15. I'm so hungry. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks to those new subscribers, and I might do an interview with Mark for the next vlog at some point. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye. So I just finished making a vlog, and then, No, you didn't. I closed the door so you couldn't hear.
I heard bits of it.
Did you?
The ranting was so loud.
I did not rant loudly. You can shut the pot. And at the end I said, I might do a bit of a interview with Mark. But when I say interview, I don't mean interview. I mean I might throw a question at you and then you talk for about half an hour, because that's what normally happens.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
So, what's going on in your life?
Much the same as it's going on in yours, as we live in the same house.
But I'm not walking around with a dodgy knee.
Well, no, I'm not really. I get, once in a while, I get a faint twinge in it when I'm walking, suggesting it's worrying it might collapse a bit, but it doesn't. course, and it's slight and it's fairly rare, fortunately. It feels, I mean, as with the last one, it did feel as if, you know, months later, as if I'd got something big strapped round it. I think that's faded, or at least I've got used to it, or the brain has reinterpreted it a different way, because that's how the brain works. But I've got it with the left at the moment. It feels like something big strapped round it, and in fact, all the staples are out now, and the dressing's off. We're letting it get to the air, and I'm putting some sort of gunk on it.
Gunk.
What is it, arnica?
Arnica with a bit of hyaluronic acid in it.
Yeah, acid on it.
Go on, you can say it.
Hyaluronic acid. So it's sort of going okay, I think. It's you know, generally it's getting more comfortable. It takes a bit of you know, not always sit down, or when I'm in bed, it takes a while to find a position where it's comfortable enough. And I've been taking some analgesics, paracetamol or ibuprofen.
But didn't yesterday
I didn't.
much.
I think I might have taken one in the morning, but that was it.
Mm.
So it's easing. I'm still limping rather, but you know, that'll pass. I'll do some more exercise in a bit. You know, I've got my bicycle on the frame, so it acts as an exercise bike.
Training stand.
And I did manage to get my leg all the way round eventually, but I got on it yesterday and I couldn't again. It sort of comes and goes a bit. Whether that's connected, because my blood results show my haemoglobin's been low. It's been 10 or 11, when in men it's supposed to be between
14 and 18.
18.
I think, 14 and 16 maybe, yeah.
So, which might account for the fatigue I've had at times. So, I stopped myself a bit in physio the other day, and I've got no physio next week because it clashed with having a blood test for the platelets, blood clotting basically. But we've got quite a bit of equipment. I've got the bicycle, I've got a strap set thing that I can...
Bands that hang off the door that you can
hang off the door. You
squat
shut
with.
the door and then you've got
Squat.
two handles and I can squat hanging on, which is very similar to what they've got at the physio. So that's good. What physio got, this new machine, you sit on it. It's almost like a rowing machine, but you sit on it and she puts a varying amount of weight, and your legs are braced on a flat plate just in front of you, and you push back with your feet on this steel plate and haul up these weights. So I was up to 40 kilograms the other day. I think this week I did 30, I think, back to 30.
Because I felt 40 was too much.
Might have been.
Well, especially as you were arriving there quite tired and that, I thought, you know, pushing it,
Yeah.
you did much more than I expected you to do on Thursday. So,
but it's quite elevating going to physio, Sam.
energising.
She's very good at positive reinforcement, which is handy. And I suppose it gets me out, which is quite good, really. And I'm driving, so, because, you know, it's my right leg doing the work, not the left.
But you were driving last time anyway, even with your right leg.
Yeah, but I asked her.
Yeah, true.
Still that strange thing.
Yeah,
Asked Dr. Furry, our GP, if I could drive, and he said, well, ask your physio. So I asked the physio, and she sort of said, okay, let me see you do this, the step thing. She said, yeah, okay, you can drive. And, you know, it's not just the policemen look young when you're old, it's physios as well.
God, everybody does. Doesn't
Everybody
they?
does.
They're all young girls in
They're
there.
all
It's
young.
amazing.
Yeah. And but this time I just haven't even thought about asking. I just do. It's not a problem.
Well, I don't think there's a need to ask this time. You know what you're doing, and you're not using that leg anyway in an automatic. So,
no. So it sort of comes and goes a bit. You know, if I've had a poor night's sleep, which I have had sometimes, generally it's getting better. The following day's hard at work, and
but I let you do the dishwasher this morning, didn't I?
Yes, I managed to not groan and scream too much.
Yeah, well, I wasn't listening anyway.
No,
wasn't interested.
Don't care. He just doesn't care.
I'm just going to have to turn off to it and stop listening to you groaning.
And I'm in shorts again because just more access and air to the thing, and I'm not out in public very much, so walking around in sheer black stockings isn't going to be quite so shocking. I'm not really using crutches. I've used those if I go down to the chickens, which I don't do very often.
If at all.
But I'm still using one if I'm walking in the streets out public.
Yeah.
More or less, actually, just to indicate there is a reason I'm wearing sheer black stockings. And if I lurch around a bit, okay, the crutch is to indicate you need to give me a bit of a whitish berth, So, not that I care that much.
So what are you going to do today? What are your plans?
I'll do my bicycle in a bit. Listen to James O'Brien.
On a Saturday?
Oh, true, Saturday, isn't it? Well, on LBC for a bit and see how much I do. I'll do some squats. Otherwise,
I don't think you'll be mowing. I don't think
it's too
going to
wet
dry
to
up
mow.
out there.
We could do with it because huge spreads of clover growing.
Yeah, it's massive, isn't it?
I had been thinking washing the car. I'll see how I feel this afternoon. And I've got an email reply to a friend to write. So.
You don't reckon that you could load the cardboard in for the déchetterie? Or is that too much?
Could do, I suppose.
Because they're open today. That would be a good thing to get out of the way. And then you could, because at the moment you wouldn't be able to mow because all the bottles, the empty jars and bottles are on your lawnmower because you can't get to the crate.
Still do that.
Yeah, but that might be a good thing to do. If not, I can ask Vicky to load the car up.
Unload it.
Or I can unload it.
Well, I can help a bit. But...
Yeah, we'll do it between us. But that would be a good thing to get out of the way because there's a lot of cardboard out there, and normally, and you didn't get to it before you went into hospital. I remember saying to you, it's a shame that but we had more stuff to do. Do that, and then when we go down to Memorial later to get cat food and washing up liquid or whatever, we could find a car wash that's working, that isn't one where you have to stand and use hoses.
Well,
there must be that wash at the top near
I don't know of any others where you just sit in the car and the huge roller brushes go round your car. The Intermarché one is the only one I know.
Yeah.
All the others are confusing instructions and two sets of power wires.
We'll have a look. But how about loading the car up for the déchetterie? Because that would be a job out the way, and then the car can go through the car wash.
I mean, it's not that difficult just to use the Karcher on it.
Okay. I'll let you.
We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, you could do that, couldn't you? But déchetterie would be a good job.
Okay.
Because it's a bit of a pile of boxes in there. I'll help you. Okay. Anything else? So you've got your plans in for the day, you lucky thing. No sitting around.
No lollygagging.
Oh no.
Me lucky thing.
What's the time now? I'm so hungry. It's 11 o'clock. I'm waiting to eat. Or at least begin cooking. Anything else you want to tell people before you leave?
Yeah, not particularly.